What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming back. Or maybe this is your first time here. I don't know. Today, we are taking a look at, let's pretend for a minute you have an EG Civic and you're out rolling through the salvage yard and you find some parts you like, but they're not perfect. We can paint that, and today we're going to do that. We've got two fenders we're going to paint, and one very rough bumper. One thing to note is at some point in its life, this bumper lost its grill piece on that side, so I think we'll just end up cutting this one out to match it. But without further ado, let's get cruising. First step we're going to do is we're going to take this down with something pretty aggressive. I think we're going to hit this with about a 240 and see where we're at. We're also going to take this molding off. Here we go. Okay guys, I went around and I chopped out those, I chopped out the pieces that were there. You can see this one is considerably rougher of a part. So again though, we're probably going to use a 240. We're going to go over the whole thing and then we'll use some Scotch-Brite on the edges to clean them up. Lots of rock chips in this, lots of scratches and damage, but we can fix that. Hey guys, I just got back from lunch and something I wanted to point out because we're kind of doing a tutorial sort of here is if you're doing this and whether you're priming or painting, the one thing you need to keep in mind is you see all these shiny spots. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to zoom in. See all these shiny spots here? Now it's a different color. You can't have that. There can be no shine left on this. Whether you're using Scotch-Brite or sandpaper or whatever, it has to be scuffed in order for the primer or the paint to stick. So that said, I've gone over this whole thing in 240. Now, I'm going to finish this in 240 and prime it in 240. If you're doing any color other than white, because white is so forgiving, you can use, or you need to go to a 4 or a 600. You can't go 240 to 600. You need to go to 400. And then if you're doing black or dark blue or something, then go to a 600. But if you're doing white, white's very forgiving. For example, this had runs all the way through here and some runs over there. I didn't even see them. So we're going to do it in 240. We're going to prime it in white primer, and then we're going to paint it white. Okay guys, today we're going to spray through what's called an Hlvp. It's a high volume, low pressure paint gun. You get this for like 50 bucks at Princess Auto. Now, say you don't have one or you don't have access to an air compressor, that's fine. I will say though, if you're doing more projects like this is the way to go. You can paint 30 of these bumpers for the price of 2 cans. If you don't have access to one of these, you get high build primer in a can. There's nothing wrong with it, works good. Just bang for buck and price, this is the way to go. There's right now in this gun probably 2 cans worth, and instead of paying $50 for it, it's about $2. So anyway, spraying it at 1.5 tip, 30 psi. I mixed it 2 to 1, and then I put a little bit of reducer in there just to help it spread out a little bit. Let's go. Well, guys, overall, I think that went really well. Things look pretty good. I don't know what you think. I think they look pretty good. Obviously, there's orange peel. That's to be expected with primer. Things look good over here. Take a look over here. Things are looking nice and flat. So we're gonna let this sit for the night. It's about 7 o'clock right now, PM. We're gonna let this sit. We're gonna come back in 12 hours. It only needs 3 hours, but we're gonna come back in 12. We're gonna end up sanding this with probably an 800 grit, maybe a 600. We'll see how it finishes, but you can see like it's still very wet right there. See how it's shiny and dull there? That's all wet. So we're gonna come back, probably hit it with a 600, and then we're gonna start to paint. Okay guys, I'm gonna take a break here for a second. I wanted to show you what we're doing and explain a couple things. Number one, what you're looking for when you do this is you're trying to remove the orange peel. You want it smooth. Now this is white, I can't really show you the orange peel. I'll insert a clip here, and as you can see in the clip, there's a texture. You want to get rid of the texture. You want it as smooth as possible. Hence the name orange peel. It just looks like an orange peel, has a texture to it. Number one. Number two, I'm doing this in a 600 grit with an orbital. If you're doing anything other than white or silver, anything dark, especially like a black or something, don't use an orbital. Use a block. Use a block and a piece of paper like this. You're going to want to wrap it around there and you're going to sand the whole thing by hand. Reason being is the orbital is going to leave waves in it. White and silvers are very forgiving. If they're not a metallic, if they're metallic, you're done. Block the whole thing out. Make sure it's smooth. That's number two. Number three, you'll see every now and then I do rub my orbital on my body. The reason is the sandpaper kind of plugs up, and when you rub it on your clothes, it gets rid of all the plugging on there. If the paper plugs up while you're doing this, it's going to leave spirals in the primer, and that's not going to be good. Again, I'm doing this in a 600 grit. You could do it in a 400. The reason I don't do it in a 400 is you're going to have to go over it at 6 anyways. But the main reason is with a 400, it's much easier to burn through on the edges. If we're sanding and we burn through on an edge, you can't paint that. Now you have to prime again and you have to wait. Well, technically you can prime and paint over it while it's wet, but then you're going to end up with orange peel in it. White's very forgiving. You're not going to really notice orange peel anyway. So on we go. I'm going to finish this in a 600 grit, and then we're going to lay the white base coat, wait about a half hour, and clear coat. Okay guys, so what I'm doing is I'm just going around all the edges with some red Scotch-Brite and making sure that we have everything scuffed, because same as before, you don't want to miss anywhere. I did take my mask off for this. You should be wearing a mask. But anyway, you just want to go all around all the inside pieces and areas where your sandpaper may not have got, and on the edges and stuff. Make sure you get it. If you're painting in black, definitely don't get this on the main surface. You will see every scratch, but inside, it's okay, you're not going to notice. Not a lot of light gets in that area anyways. So just going around the surfaces, getting those done. Then we're going to clean it up and get ready to paint it. Okay guys, we're finally getting close to painting this. A couple things to note. Number one, if you were ever to wear a respirator in your life, now is the time. You do not want to be inhaling this shit. The sanding, if you're in a well-ventilated area, you didn't hear it from me, but you could get away with it. I wouldn't recommend it. Get even like a COVID mask, the cheap ones, $2 mask, medical mask, perfect. But that's not gonna work. It's better than nothing, but a respirator or an N95 mask is your best bet. Next thing up, you wanna get all the dust off of it. Dust is the enemy here. So that said, you'll see I've got water on the floor. I always put water down about an hour before. It increases the humidity obviously, but the big one is it keeps the dust down, which is very important. Number two, go to you can get these on Amazon. Go to any auto parts supply store and get yourself what's called a tack cloth. It's a sticky cloth, and you'll wipe the part down right before you spray it, and that'll eliminate any dust on it. Next up is you're spray painting it, not a big deal. If you're using a Hlvp like I am, I'm spraying at 1.4 tip, I'm spraying at 28 PSI, and I'm mixing the base at a 1-to-1 ratio. I'll do the clear at a 2-to-1. Sorry, when I say 1-to-1, let me slow down. When I say 1-to-1, what I mean is 1 part base, 1 part reducer. There's no hardener in it. The clear, you want to use 2 parts clear, 1 part hardener. You'll spray that on here. You'll see that happening. Other than that, we're getting pretty close here. Yeah, I'm going to give this a wipe, and I think we'll get spraying finally. I'm back. One more thing to point out. You will see I'm going to take my coveralls off. The reason is if the hose hits me or bumps me or I bump into something, there's dust all over me. It's going to get on everything. Actually, professional painters at like an auto shop wear special coveralls just to avoid that. Dust is not your friend here. Obviously, we're in a garage, not a paint booth. A little harder to keep dust down, but we're going to do our best. So we're going to spray this base, spray it clear, and we're going to let it sit overnight. I'm going to time lapse it, and I will see you guys tomorrow when it's all done. Okay guys, new morning, things are looking good. I just got out here and got my coveralls on, but overall pretty good. One little speck of dust right there. Nothing over there. Nothing over here. What's going on over here? Let's see. Oh, actually this one I know. See, there's some dust here. You know what happened? I tripped and knocked dust off my door onto this panel. But that could probably wet sand out. You don't want to wet sand this for a few days yet. Probably wait, I would say at least 7 days before you wet sand this, or you're going to peel it right off. But it's right on the surface of the clear coat. Wet sand and polish will take that right out. Yeah, I tripped on there and it blew all the dust into here. This one looks good though. I don't see any dust in this one. Yeah, see, it's all in here, but it's right on the surface. I can feel it. Actually, it almost ripped my glove open. So yeah, just a quick wet sand and lock that out. Looks good. Okay guys, that's it. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment, drop a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I will make sure I reply to each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.